My name is Michele Galietta and I'm a trainer for Concept. I'm a clinical and forensic psychologist here in New York City. I have a PhD in clinical psychology and a fellowship in forensic psychology. I do a lot of evidence-based training and research on evidence-based interventions in correctional and forensic settings. Well, I do a lot of programming and program development using evidence-based interventions for severe and intractable problems like severe self-harm, suicide, and aggression. Well, I think that a lot of evidence-based treatments have been available for some time in private hospitals and in teaching institutions. But it's very hard to get that kind of research into public sector settings and settings where patients are less desirable. And so a lot of my work is around the dissemination and implementation of evidence-based treatments. And I think it's really important to get that kind of work into the forensic field. Okay, so in the workshop on dialectical behavior therapy, the concept of validation or conveying to a person that their problems and they themselves are worthy of your attention is a really important concept. A lot of people in public sector settings really get treated like second-class citizens, and this decreases their motivation to engage in treatment. So this workshop really highlights ways to communicate with them effectively and motivate them to engage in treatments that are effective. I had the opportunity to work on the child sex abuse study in the Catholic Church, which I wouldn't say was cool, but it was enlightening and it was pretty important. Looking at a whole population and interviewing people and looking at the data, and a systemic problem like that was pretty important. Another thing would probably be going to some of the very rural regions in northern Canada where mental health is really hard to come by, and training a lot of those workers to use some evidence-based interventions, both in person and via teleconferencing, to impact those communities that are very underserved and that really have high rates of alcoholism, substance abuse, and suicide. That was a meaningful project. What I love about working at John Jay is the fact that John Jay values applied research. And so because I'm really interested in getting evidence-based treatment into what would be considered sloppy research settings and asking difficult questions and questions that are, as I said, challenging to answer scientifically, but which have a lot of real-world impact, is the type of research I do, and it's valued by John Jay a lot. It has an applied mission that is very much about changing the criminal justice system. I like sports, I like athletics, and I really like to cook. That's kind of how I express my creativity. The only bad thing is my husband says that when he eats something that he likes, he's never going to see it again because I'm kind of not a recipe person. I was a springboard diver in college, so I was on Division I AA sports team, and so I learned a lot about being told what to do and how to toe the line. But it was really fun to be on a team, and I kind of missed that aspect.